Well, hello motorcycle fans, how's everyone doing? It's going to be a boring video, isn't it? I'm parked at the petrol station. Well, it's a very nice green van though, I like the colour of that van, it's a bit like a Triumph. Anywho, another topic, another topic, another topic. It's just crush on me, it squishes your cheeks. Another topic after the intro. That wasn't the intro. Yes, motorcycle fans, something we've been researching and we're going to continue researching, and hopefully, let's just get the microphone closer. Hopefully the findings will be on Cyanide Babes channel in the not too distant future. But we're into civil liberties, freedoms, common law, and this all dates back to the Magna Carta and the contract. What's that contract called, Anna? The Bill of Rights, which was drawn up was about 200 years later, something like that. 1689, the Bill of Rights. Now that's a little bit like the Constitution, the American Constitution, where it gives you freedom of speech. Yeah, it's what the American Constitution was actually based on. And this cannot be altered in law. And the interesting part in this, have we come the right way? Okay, it's going to take you Spalding way, isn't it? We also have to go... Yeah, okay. Yeah, so one of the clauses in there about is any government or king or queen cannot give the sovereignty away to a foreign power, which is what we did with Europe. So firstly, that's illegal. We should not be in Europe. Legally, we should not be in Europe. And everybody that has signed up for that, it's actually treason. This is law, this is fact. Now, they can bring in any subsequent laws to change that law, but the Bill of Rights and the Magna Carta trumps it, because it cannot be changed. It's written in statute. That is the common law. Now, again, I think Anna, when she's done the research, because she's into this sort of stuff, will go into greater detail, but common law, for example, and she'll correct me if I'm wrong, is we are governed by consent. We elect people to govern us, and at any time we can withdraw that. So if we think any government is not within the public's interest, they can be removed. And by law they can be removed by force. Also, is called the right to lawful rebellion, and also it gives you right to bear arms. Now, none of the subsequent acts of taking arms away from us is actually legal, so we have the right to protect ourselves and to bear arms and to get rid of any government deemed to be not working in the people's interest. So as I say, on Cyanide Babes channel, once she's got this sorted, where it's a complicated document, as you can imagine, but she's going through that at the moment, so it's very, very interesting that there's another little caveat to that also, is we're going... which way are we going? We're going right. Yeah, we're going right. So the lady in the car's talking to me. Yeah, the little caveat to that is your birth certificate. Your birth certificate. And if you've got the older style birth certificate, and I'm not sure what date this goes back, but your name's in lowercase. Obviously, your start of your name is in high case, but the rest of it is in lowercase. If your birth certificate is printed in high case all the way through, that means your birth certificate has actually been registered in a foreign country. And normally it's North America, which means you're not actually a citizen in your own country, which means you've got no rights. And the law that applies to you is different to the law that is applied to the ruling class. Also, if you go a little bit further back, before the times of surnames, we only had Christian names, and that was just your first name, and that was your free name. Surnames became your slave name. So as we've got on our birth certificate, if you've got it in high case and you've got a surname and it's all been registered at birth, we are actually slaves. The way the law sees it, and there's not any law that you're going to be able to find, that is for sure. Rules apply to you differently to the powers that be, shall we say. Even solicitors aren't taught common law, so in actual fact they cannot practice law because they aren't qualified. But they don't teach them this. Nobody's taught this, because over the period of time we've had our rights stripped away from us illegally, and we've been enslaved. Now you may laugh and scoff, I'm not a slave, I earn money. Compared to the powers that be, you earn nothing. And I'm talking of the ruling elite, people who run governments, run countries, mega corporations, banks, etc. The rules don't apply to them. You know, they can get away with murder, literally. We, speed camera, we do the minus trivialist thing, like contempt of court, for example, and get 9 months for it, where nobody else in the country ever has. It's a whole new can of worms, which, as I say, Hannah and I are going to look into, and I'll bring you an update, and hopefully she'll explain this a lot better than I can. So yes, you may say you don't think you're a slave, but that's where the clever part is. You give your slaves just enough freedom, money, to think they're free. And what, sorry? Yeah. And the idea is they keep you to a point of almost poverty. I don't think they liked it in the early 2000s when people were making a good bit of money, and I think they rejoiced when the crash came and we're back to being broke again. And I don't really care how much money you earn or how much freedom you think you have, you are a slave. And it's quite nightmarish. It's a real can of worms, this thing, and it's one of those things. Once you take the red pill, you wish you'd probably kept or taken the blue pill. You wish the genie could go back in the bottle, but when you see what's around you, it's not pretty. And the thing with this, the powers that be, we're actually deemed subhuman, akin to animals than people. We're termed officially a creature. The powers that be are the humans and we are the creatures. We are basically just creatures to make money for them. And I'm self-employed, so who am I making money to? Well, I'm making money to the government and whoever runs the government. So we're all creatures. Amazing, it really is. Scary, scary stuff. Anyway, I'm sure Sinai Bay, when she's worked it all out for us, will tell us all this, and then she'll probably be abducted and killed. But anyway, motorcycle fans, you take care. I hope I didn't frighten you too much. I'm sure there were some comments coming below. Anyway, you take care. Bye bye.
men of England, ye are slaves, though you